Welcome to Better Business Results. My name is John Whitt, and I'm your host. We work with business owners, executives, entrepreneurs, and sales teams to improve their businesses in 30 minutes or less. I'm a small business owner, a published author, and a recognized leader with FocalPoint International Business Coaching, where we have over 180 coaches on all 7 continents. Albert Einstein is quoted as saying that compound interest is the most powerful formula in the universe. Improving your business 0.1% each day can generate as much as a 24% improvement in less than 1 year. You can engage and harness this formula for your business by creating 3 action items in just 30 minutes each week. Let's get started. Today our guest is Tanya Claire with Tanya Claire Wardrobe Styling and Image Consulting. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Tanya, thanks so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to start off our show a little bit with you telling our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do. So how did you get into this business? How did you get in to become a wardrobe stylist and image consultant?
I was always dressing my friends. I was the person that took them shopping, and so when I went back to school for fashion merchandising, design, and marketing, my teacher was like, "You need to make this a business." And so I just did what I was doing already and started, charging my friends and family and picking up clients, and that's sort of how I got into it.
So help me understand what a wardrobe stylist and image consultant is and does.
Okay, so I meet my clients, I do a consultation, and I assess what they need, find out, what they are missing in their closet, clean it out, and then we go shopping and we fill in the blanks. And I basically help figure out what image they're trying to, put out, whether it's for work or lifestyle. I get the clothing that fits their image that they're looking for, and I make them look the best that they can look, but I keep it true to who they are. So each one of my clients is dressed for them, specifically for their lifestyle.
Okay, good. Remember to talk to John every now and then.
Yes.
We'll edit that out.
Okay.
So we're talking about an assessment. Can you give me a little more detail on what an assessment really is, how it helps?
So when I meet my clients, I find out from them what their lifestyle entails, what their work entails, and then I kind of match the clothing for that specific, for their lifestyle, for them. And so I color drape them. I find out what colors work best on their skin tones. I go into their closets. I clean out what doesn't work or what does work, and then we kind of, build up from that point on.
Okay, well good. So we didn't talk about this before, but in my business, for coaching business, we use a variety of assessments that give us some underlying considerations for a particular client. We use an assessment called DISC, and it identifies behavioral preferences, how people like to do things.
Mm-hmm.
We use another one to identify what motivates people, what's exciting, what is it that they live for. We have a variety of these different assessments. I wonder if there's some assessments out there that would help you identify, what they really are, who they really are, what they really like.
Well, when I sit down with my clients, one of the things that I do is I just talk about their everyday schedule and what they are, where they see themselves. I ask them questions about, I have them do a little bit of research. I say, go into a magazine and tear out pictures of images or of people that, that's how you want to dress. Or if we're shopping, I say, let's take a minute and look around the mall and say, like, oh, I want to dress like that person, or I want to look like that person.
That's
so
what I like.
Yeah. So I get an idea of what they are looking for. Now, not every time the images that they're going towards are, fit them or fit their lifestyle, but what I do is I take that concept and I make it work for them. And I found that, oftentimes when a client has described to me the kind of image that they want, in the end, I do a version of that, and they're even happier because it fits who they are truly.
Well, you're the expert. They just like me. I mean, I could buy a suit, but I'm not an expert, right? So I take all the help I can get. My wife happens to be my fashion consultant, but and hopefully we'll get a chance to do some things together with that. So understanding that that's sort of what you do, right? Who is it? Help me understand who benefits the most from your service. What type of person?
Someone who's in sales.
A salesperson, right? So somebody
Salesperson.
that's interfacing with people.
Right. Some, I don't remember.
Well, I think, I'll throw in a couple 2 cents here. Public facing, somebody that is facing the public often, where, anybody, where image is important and valuable to their career and or business success.
Right.
Right? So give me an example of some public facing people that might benefit. Titles, roles, not names of people.
Right. So someone who's in a VP position at a big firm or big, an attorney would be someone,
Client facing.
Client facing, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the mayor?
The mayor would be a very good one.
Yeah. Or anybody that's in public office.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
They could benefit from this image consulting and styling.
Right.
Who else?
I've styled celebrities before.
Okay, celebrities. They're obviously in front of the public.
Right.
So anywhere with image. Now, what about? Are there people, and I suspect there are, where from a self-confidence or a self-esteem standpoint, this would benefit them.
Right. So I've worked with people that have changing their lifestyle, changing their work, going from college into the workforce. Those are types of people that have benefited from my services.
Okay. And I gotta believe that some people think they can do it themselves.
Correct.
Right? And again, can I buy a suit? Yeah. But am I really the best choice at it? And it's that level of detail, right?
Right.
So the type of people that really benefit the most from what are the challenges that they have, that they experience?
Before using my services?
Yeah.
A lot of times I find that clients, they'll go into a boutique or go into a store and that stylist for that store or their friend that they went shopping with kind of, becomes the expert. And a lot of times it can work, but you're not getting the benefit of someone who knows your shape, knows your colors, can go to any boutique, any store, and is really looking for your best interest and not the interest of the brand.
The proprietor, the owner of the store.
Right.
So and then if we look at this, let's just say I'm the mayor, right? And that's kind of a funny story because I'm not the mayor. But if I was the mayor, I'd be busy and I'd have a lot of things to do. And would shopping for clothing and creating my image be something that I really have time for?
Not necessarily, no. You definitely would want to have me as your stylist because that way I would be able to, pick out your outfits, bring them to your office, do the returns, get them hemmed, dry cleaned, pressed, whatever it is. That every single time you'd have a speech or something, your suit would be ready and perfect for you.
Okay, and same thing, so men or women both can benefit from this.
Correct.
I'm speaking obviously from a male perspective. But I can certainly see how women might benefit from it. So time, people that don't have a lot of time to go do this kind of thing. And I gotta be honest, I really don't even like to shop, right? I'm what I call a buyer, right? I go and I buy stuff. I don't shop because I don't like it. It's not fun. I'd much rather have somebody that knows what they're doing because I don't really know. It's a little bit like a bottle of wine, right? I can tell the difference between a $5 bottle of wine and a $20 bottle of wine. At some point, I really don't understand the difference between a $20 bottle of wine and a $50 or $100 bottle of wine. I'm just not that talented,
right.
And I understand it. And so I need somebody else to tell me that kind of stuff, somebody else to help me with that, because I'm just not that guy.
With my clients, I do a lot of education. I really kind of educate them not only on their shape. I teach them about fabrics. I teach them about pricing. I teach them about how to buy a quality garment that not necessarily the brand or the price determines whether that item is going to wear well. So a lot of what you do, a lot of what happens when I become your stylist is you get a lot of education, if that's what you're looking for. I have the varying different clientele, and some do want that education, and some just want me to go shopping for them.
Okay.
So you get kind of both for me.
Yeah, and it depends on how much time and energy and effort that you have in that particular case.
Correct.
So we've got ideal clients being somebody public facing, public office, celebrity, or high client facing executive or something of that sort. That they could all really benefit, and all of them probably have less time than they know what to do with. So that's a place where your ability to come in, and you're comprehensive in your service, because you mentioned something about taking things to the dry cleaner.
Correct. So I kind of am like your one-stop shop. So not only do I help pick out your outfits or clean out your wardrobe, make sure your what you have in your wardrobe all matches, all fits, is all correct, but I help you with tailoring. I help make sure that it's dry cleaned for your events. I get you ready the day of your event. I can do your makeup. I make sure all of the details from your nail color to your accessories, everything matches and everything is how it's supposed to be so that you're ready.
Do you do movie studio makeup too? I don't know this question, I'm just asking.
I can do it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I may encourage you, because we had a gentleman on the show a few weeks ago, Jerry Wolf, and he was commenting about how hot it was, and he was a little nervous, and so he said, when is the makeup lady coming in, or when is the makeup, when is the makeup one? He asked John if he could do that. So we don't have that, but then it made me think, well, maybe I don't know how to do it. Maybe we need somebody that can do that kind of stuff.
For photo shoots and things
okay.
like that. Yeah.
All right. And so you talked about kind of who your top clients are, who are the ideal ones. You talked about your assessments and sort of the process and the things that solves. Because when you put together that assessment and gone through their wardrobe, it saves them a lot of time, energy, effort. Okay. So talk to me about, how long have you been doing this?
Since 2006.
2006. So 8 years. So you got a little bit of time under your belt, and you've got some history with some other styling.
I do. So not only have I done, I've worked with celebrities like Benjamin Bratt, Gal Gadot. I styled for an Asian American magazine. I've styled for a Vanity Fair shoot.
Okay.
I've worked with some of the top stylists in Hollywood. So I've definitely got some experience with that. And I was also working for an online magazine for a year.
Okay. So tell me about your biggest successes. How have you helped people? Give me a story.
So one of my clients, she had a brain aneurysm, and after that, during her recovery, she owned her own business for 20 years, and she had to take a break. And then when she was trying to get back into it, she realized that her image and the way that she presented herself just were not getting the type of clients that she needed. And she started using my services, and it's amazing the transformation from how she was dressed 5-6 years ago to now how she is dressing, and her business is just skyrocketed. Her confidence level is up. She feels better about herself. People comment about how much confidence she has, and it's improved her life completely.
So the deeper benefit is confidence.
Right.
What else? Happiness.
Her business has gone up.
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
The kinds of things that it's very hard to put a price on, even, really. I mean, we're this is like pretty amazing stuff. It's transformational in many ways.
Correct.
And we mentioned something about potentially working with upperly mobile professionals, right? And that could be young or old,
right,
or middle-aged, right? People that are trying to move up in the business ranks, corporate ranks, to their own personal ranks.
Right. I always say, dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. So. Okay,
or just for the clients that you want, not necessarily the clients that you have.
Exactly.
Or if you have the right kind of clients, dress for more of them, right?
Exactly.
So we get more of that. Okay, good. So in your business, then, you've started. Tanya Claire's been around for how long? I know you've been doing the styling thing for 8 years or so, but how long's Tanya?
I mean, I've just started branding myself recently.
Okay.
With Tanya Claire.
Yeah. And so, what do you find your biggest challenges? You're a business owner, right?
Correct.
Right, and yet your talent, your skill set is in wardrobe styling and image consulting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are your biggest business challenges?
One of them might be time management. I tend to give a lot of my time to my clients, and that doesn't leave a lot of time, to market and do the other things that I need to do.
Okay, so time management. What else? And you mentioned marketing.
Marketing, yes. This is a great way for me to market.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, getting my name out there, getting my brand out there.
Okay. And what about finding clients?
That's a little bit difficult too. It can be.
Uh-huh.
I need to, network myself and get my name out there a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Well, one of the things we're going to show you is a couple of principles that kind of talk about it, and we may flip through the slide deck and show you another one even after that, because after this discussion I thought of something else. But so from a marketing perspective, one of the things that I work with my guests on, and so many people have marketing issues, right? How do I expose you're not looking to have 1 million clients, right?
No.
That's not it, right? And you're not producing a product or providing a service that would satisfy 1,000,000 clients. That's not it. You need just a certain degree of really good clients, and the key is where are they, and how do I find them, and how do I get that? Because you've got the talent, you've got the expertise, you've got the experience. So the question is, how do I do that? So we're going to go through this thing called the 4 Steps to Learning. The 4 Steps to Learning. This is developed by Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow is one of the fathers of psychology, and he was responsible for the hierarchy of needs and things like that. Mm-hmm. And the 4 stages learning, 4 steps to learning, depends on what perspective you're going to take on it, right? We're going to take a marketing perspective on it. We're going to take your potential client perspective on this, right? So in the beginning, the first stage of learning is unconscious incompetence. And what that means is that you don't know what you don't know, right? Mm-hmm. So there are people out there in the marketplace that need your stuff. There's some of them that need your stuff but don't know they need your stuff. So there are some of them that need your services but don't know who you are or where you are, right? And so the first thing we're going to try to do is break through that unconscious incompetence thing. So we have to just get exposure, right? And we get exposure through video, through internet marketing, through video, through magazines, all kinds of other things. So once we get exposure, right, and now somebody knows, hey, Tanya Claire styling exists, mm-hmm. right? Then they move instantly. They instantly transport to the stage 2, which is conscious incompetence, which means they know it exists, but they don't know anything about it. They don't know what it is. They don't know how it is, but they know it's there, right? And the good news with this stage here is that you're in control of your own destiny. They're in control of their own destiny. They can choose to learn some more, right? Whereas in stage 1, it's some outside influence. It's something else that makes a difference. It's something that you have to see, experience, or to move, to transfer to stage 2. If you decide that you want to learn more, right, then you can move to stage 3, which is called conscious competence. Okay. And conscious competence means that you're aware of how to do something, mm-hmm. or how it works, but not necessarily how to do it well, right? And it usually takes a combination of practice and feedback to get proficient at something, which is ultimately the latest stage is unconscious competence. So now you're really not having to think about it. So in terms of marketing, one of the things we look at, we say we get from step 1, they know who we are, right? So we put together a brochure or a banner or a video or something that says, look, this is who we are. We've talked a little bit about who our target market is and what we do, right? We move them along. And then we need to get them from 2 to 3, right? From conscious incompetence to conscious competence, right? And what happens there is we need to put something compelling on the table. And that's where we're talking about the benefits. What are the benefits of your products and services? And why should you call me, right? So we've said, this is who we work best with. These are the people that get the most out of our benefits. And then under the next step, we're going to say, these are the benefits. And if you want more, then you go to the next one. So they reach out and they call you, or they talk to you, or you connect to them in some form or fashion. Now, when we get to conscious competence, then this is a learning choice, right? Where a client or you have to decide, are you the one that wants to go through all the practice and the feedback to become proficient? Well, I believe I could learn how to become a wardrobe stylist if I wanted to, mm-hmm. right? But I'm not going to. I don't have the time to do that. That's not what I want to do. And this is where I decide to bring in other resources that are more talented than me that can help me get to that next particular stage, because I don't personally have to do it. Now, there's some things that you do personally have to do, in which case you're going to have to go through that learning curve to get to the next stage. But in your particular case, somebody says, I don't have to learn how to be a wardrobe stylist. I don't have to learn how to be an image consultant. I've got Tanya that can do that kind of thing for us, right? And so then if we go to, and so if they bring you on board, they instantly transform or transport into the last state, right? They didn't have to go through that, often call it painful learning process, right? So this is the model that we talk about from a learning standpoint, and that's what you get from a marketing standpoint, okay? Now the next one I'm going to show you is Pareto's Law. Are you familiar with Pareto's Law, 80-20 rule? Mm-hmm. Okay. And the 80-20 rule says that 20% of our actions generate 80% of the results, okay? So what I want to do is I want to take a look at this list. I want to apply this philosophy to that other chart, right, where we're going, and I'll go ahead and go backwards to that other one so we can see it, right? So in your business, in understanding what you're trying to do, right, what do you think some of the ways are to expose your business, your services to your target market?
Just being in places where they are.
Okay, where are they?
A lot of times they're at community events.
Okay.
They're at galas or fundraising events, things like that.
Okay.
Networking.
Okay. And how would you find out where and when those are occurring?
Well, I've started to get on a lot of the lists of, different networking groups in Orange County
Okay.
and LA. So.
All right. And so if you go to a gala or an event, right,
Mm-hmm.
where there's a lot of people where image is important and valuable, right, how do you then introduce yourself?
A lot of times I either know someone who's already going, so they help with that introduction,
Okay.
or I just go up and I just start talking to people. I'm very friendly and nice and
How do you tell them that you're
complimentary.
an image consultant or a wardrobe stylist without them getting offended?
A lot of times it comes up that I'm complimenting them on what they're wearing already,
Mm-hmm.
or it sort of comes up in conversation due to clothing or something happening in the conversation, and I just happen to say, I'm a wardrobe consultant, and then
Okay, so now we've moved them from stage 1 to stage 2,
right.
right? And we want to do that on a frequency basis. How often do we want to do that? I mean, if you could pick a number, how many people would you like to meet that could use and benefit from your services?
Every day.
One a day?
One a day, couple a day.
Couple a day?
Yeah.
5 or 10 a week?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's really what we're looking at, right? So
Right.
you have 5 or 10 a week, and you'd have 20 to 40 in a month. You might have 500 people that are
Mm-hmm.
aware of your services,
Right.
right? So then, once they're aware that you exist, how do you share? What's the best way for you to share their benefits? Share the benefits that you provide.
A lot of time I have a consultation with them. I sit down with them and I do a wardrobe assessment, and then once they kind of
Okay.
see how I go through their clothes, see how I put things together, once I start to educate them and they see me as the expert, then that kind of starts to build that trust of them allowing me to shop for them.
Okay. And so how many consultations are we trying to get done in a week?
I'd like one a week. I mean, one every day if that would.
One a day.
One a day would
One
be
a day.
great. Yeah.
Okay. And so then once they understand the assessment and everything else, how do we get them to decide that it's really important and valuable for them to hire your services?
Right now what I'm trying to do is build my testimonials so that they kind of can see how my other clients have benefited from it.
Okay.
So that they don't just have me telling them that it's beneficial for them, they actually have other people showing them or telling them how it's improved their life and their work and business.
Okay, so in terms of growing your business and exposing your business exposure and marketing,
Mm-hmm.
You've got some high value activities, right? And we need to make sure that we're focusing in on those high value activities. So we go to Pareto's Law, that's the 20% of things,
Right.
And so we need to figure out how do we get to more galas, right? Are you going to one a day?
No.
Well, how often do you get to one? I mean, I don't know how to do this, that's what I'm asking you.
Right. I mean, they come up a lot of times. I'm involved with people that are trainers or that are in the community already working with the people that I'm trying to get as clients, and so that is sort of my in of how I'm getting.
Well, but if we're going to
knowledge
get
and
one or
things
two
like
a
that.
day,
Right.
right? We're going to have to go to 1 or 2 events a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? How many events are we getting to a week now?
Not as many as
Not
I'd
as
like.
many, right? So
Right.
that would be some place where you could say, I need to do more of this, right? Because
Right.
those are high value activities,
Mm-hmm.
right? And again, that actually gives an opportunity to walk somebody through all of the stages, right? Not every marketing activity gets you to do that, right? So
Right.
so that's one, right? But you can't necessarily go to a gala every day or an event every day, right? So what else can we do?
Right now I'm, going to the boutiques, going to the stores, talking to the managers, spending time, having people get to know me that way, bringing clients in, talking about different projects. I mean, often department stores are having events, and so that's kind of the way that I meet the reps and things like that of different brands.
Okay.
So I'm at least getting, the brands to know me and my clients to know the brands and building that relationship.
Okay. And all of that is singular, right? If you don't do it,
It doesn't get done.
it doesn't get done,
Correct.
right? That's where the digital marketing age has really made a big difference,
Right.
So what can you do from a digital marketing standpoint where you're not having to actually do every step
Right.
of the way?
So right now I have my Instagram, I have my LinkedIn.
How do people find you on Instagram?
My Instagram handle is at Tanya Claire _stylist.
Okay.
Yeah, and I post about, outfits of the day, makeup inspiration looks, what products are trending, what people should be buying or looking for at the moment.
Okay.
So that's what I do on Instagram, and then I have my LinkedIn page.
Okay.
Which talks, from a business perspective.
Okay.
It has
LinkedIn
a lot of
is,
testimonials.
Okay. LinkedIn is, like I'm Coach John Whitt. You are
Tanya
Desatnik.
Yes.
Okay. So from a branding standpoint, we're gonna
I'm
make
gonna
that
change
change,
that.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Good enough.
That. And then my Facebook is Tanya Claire.
Tanya Claire.
Tanya
Okay.
Claire.
Great.
Yeah.
So social media is one way to take the digital marketing process, right? What other kinds of things can we do from a digital marketing standpoint?
Eventually I'd like to get, to do emails, like a monthly email.
Like a newsletter?
Like a newsletter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Tailored more, more specifically to specific clients. Kind of sending out what they looks for them for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Different events that they go to. So that's time that I need to put.
Okay.
Yeah, into specifically doing it for them. But in general, I'd like to start off with just a general newsletter.
Okay. Where does video marketing fit into your strategy?
I would love to do video marketing. I'm just not there yet.
Well, I almost think that even similar to this particular show that we're doing right here, I mean,
Right.
you could have a guest and you could walk them through I'm walking through a coaching exercise. That's what I
Right.
do. But you could walk them through an image or a styling exercise, and then you'd have a video, and then you could send it out, and then you can have your own YouTube channel. I mean, the nice thing about digital marketing is that you do it once and it's done. Right? Or you build a system and a model where you do an update every so often. We do shows here every Thursday, and we built kind of a model that allows us to get it done, right? And we're able to reach 30, 50, 100, 200 people, right, through the program. And for me to reach 30, 50, 100 people, 200 people in a week, that's just not going to happen.
Right.
So digital marketing is one of those kinds of things. All right, so for you, in terms of figuring out what you can do, our whole objective in this Better Business Results thing is that we spend 20 to 30 minutes, we go through a little principle, and we say, listen, I want you to come up with 3 action items that you're going to embrace and engage and try to get done in the next week. So what do you think that's going to be? Right, because we talked about galas, we talked about events, you talked about getting out to see boutiques, we're talking about high value activities, right? So these should probably be high value activities, right?
Right.
Okay. What do you got? Looking into YouTube or video marketing.
Right.
Now it's not like you're going to launch video marketing in next week.
Right.
But could you do a little research and figure out, hey, how could I put together a video
Yeah.
show?
I mean, I already have a few things like in the wings. I just need to set it up and make it concrete.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, let's get specific. What are you going to do next week? What are you going to do next week to work on your business? To understanding that we went through the 4 stages of learning and we went through Pareto's principle. We're talking about high value activities.
Right. So I have my presentation next week.
Okay.
My keynote. So I'm working on that. That's my goal for for next week. And then just as a side thing, I'm doing a fashion show in August, the end of August.
Okay.
So that's sort of where I get my.
So you're gonna promote.
I promote
your
my
fashion
business.
show?
Yeah, and I promote my services at the fashion show.
Okay, so in building your presentation, right?
Yes.
Again, high value activity. You're gonna give
Right.
some people exposure. You're gonna walk them through that deal, right? And your fashion show. What are the things you have to do next week to make those things happen?
I have to speak to my reps, and I've got to get the products.
Okay. Right.
And I have to put together my PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. Now, how are you going to? Now, that's for something that's going to happen down the road a little bit, right? What are we going to do to do some things right now to get in front of potential clients next week?
Besides speaking to people?
Mm-hmm. Well, or how are we going to do it? Do you have a gala or an event to go to next week?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Where are you going to go?
There's a community event going on.
Are you going to share what it is?
It's through my synagogue, so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you've got that. Are you going to look into any others?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I need to do the research of that.
Right. So doing some research on events would be an action item that allows you
Right.
be able to do more of those particular events.
Right.
Because you mentioned time management earlier. We're not going to go into another slide here, but when it comes to time management, we want to get these things onto our calendars. So we're actually focused on getting these high value action items done because there's so many other things that are distracting
Mm-hmm.
that take us away from the high value activities. Life is full of distractions. It's easy to get derailed, so to speak, and we want to make sure that you can do that. So those are the things that we want to get onto your particular calendar. So, okay. So what did you think about your experience of being on the show?
It was a really good experience. It got me to kind of get out of my comfort zone, which you need to do every now and then. So it also got me to think about what you were asking me to do and focus more on what I need to do. So I really appreciated it.
Yeah, well, we do getting you out of your comfort zone, right? Because this isn't about what you know already. It's about getting some new stuff, right? And also these questions like, what am I going to do different next week? Oh my gosh, that's
really got me to think a lot.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Really enjoyed it. Thanks again.
If you'd like to be a guest on our show, contact BusinessWhitt at www.businesswhitt.com. Filmed in studio at John Whitt Enterprises, Advanced Coaching and Marketing Solutions, 2 Park Plaza, number 450, Irvine, California, 92614.